Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well and you've had a fantastic week. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for the Moshville Times. And today I am back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 5 brand new albums and 1 track of the week to talk about. So let's jump straight into these. Okay, so first up on today's list, I have In Mourning with The Immortal. And this is the 7th studio album from the progressive melodic death metal band from Sweden. This is an absolutely stunning album full of really powerful emotion, soaring melodies, and very varied vocal styles. So the vocals throughout this entire album alternate between these rasping screams, deeper guttural vocals, and soaring clean vocals. All of them combined make this a very dynamic record. One thing I really like about this album is how diverse it is. So you do have your heavier side of things with the chugging riffs and the screaming solos and sheer aggression, but then you've also got the progressive artistic side, which is densely atmospheric and incredibly beautiful. But something that is constant throughout the entire album is the catchy hooks, the rich textures, and the dense melodics. This album really does hook you in, and it's absolutely stunning. Epic riffs, thunderous blast beats, screaming solos, and a lot of really cool layers and textures to this album. This is absolutely fantastic. Yes, it is a progressive melodic death metal album, but there are elements of doom metal and gothic metal throughout. So if you are a fan of the likes of Amorphis, Jotun or Borknagar, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. Plus that album artwork is absolutely beautiful. Definitely check this out. There's something mysterious and mystical about it, but it's sheer aggression at the same time. Don't sleep on this one. Okay, so next up on today's list, I have Indrin with Duskborn, and this is the 2nd studio album from the atmospheric melodic black metal band from Italy. Flurries of tremolo picking and blast beats, dense bass lines, but there's also something very majestic and opulent about it. But even though it is a very majestic album, there's a sharpened edge to it too. There are a lot of moments of introspection throughout the entire album, and it's one of those albums that sneaks up on you and grabs your attention. You can get completely lost listening to this album. Now, the vocal style is very rasping, blackened, venomous vocals, but on occasion you do have clean vocals in the background as well, which really does add an extra layer to the atmosphere. And when I say atmosphere, it is incredibly atmospheric, and it calls on themes of Mother Nature and alpine culture. So if you are a fan of atmospheric melodic black metal such as Skuggar, Escapism or Stormkeep, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one, but this was absolutely stunning. Don't sleep on this one either. I loved this album. Okay, so next up on today's list, I have Evocatus with Inevitable Death. And this is the 3rd studio album from the Australian thrash melodic death metal band. There's a lot of really cool bands coming out of Australia at the moment, and I am all for that. This is a superb album. Yes, it is very much a melodic death metal album with a little bit of thrash thrown in, but there's also elements of classic metal, folk metal, and it gets quite symphonic at parts too. Catchy hooks, chugging riffs, screaming solos, the blast beats are incredibly intense in this, but there's also a lot of groove and melodic moments throughout. This is a highly catchy record and I cannot stop listening to it. Now, the vocal style is primarily these death growls that have a little bit of a thrash edge to it, but on occasion you do have clean vocals in the background that are almost monastic in nature. This is a densely atmospheric album once again, but it certainly focuses on the more guitar-centred melodic death metal, thrash metal element, but nevertheless this is a really fun, bouncy album to listen to, and you can really hear the folk and the classic metal elements throughout. That's kind of compounded a little bit due to the subject matter of the album, which focuses on a lot of themes of myths, fate and warfare, so there's a lot of really cool themed tracks on this album. So if you are a fan of the likes of early Amon Amarth, Unleashed or At the Gates, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one, but this is an absolutely fantastic record, highly addictive but completely crushing at the same time. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up on my list, I am not going to be pronouncing this band's name or the album name correctly at all, because I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce them properly last time I featured them on this channel, but we're going to go with it anyway. I have Suotana with Onus 2. I am so sorry, I completely butchered that. And this is the fourth studio album from the melodic death metal band from Finland. Like I just said, I have featured this band on the channel before, back in 2023 when I recommended their album Onus 1. Again, I am not pronouncing that correctly at all, and I am so sorry. And that's when I discovered this band, and I have loved them ever since. This is through and through Finnish melodic death metal with folk elements and black metal elements. And when I say this is magical, it is incredibly magical. There's a lot of keyboard and synth throughout that harkens back to the Children of Bodom days, and it's just got this very commanding, muscular feel about it. But the melodics are incredibly rich, and the guitar tones in this are stunning. This album perfectly blends aggression with dynamic storytelling and mystical wonder. It's really going to hook you in, you're going to go on a journey with this album, and it is going to leave you completely breathless. Plus it features a guest spot from Zoe Fedorov of Catalyst Crime and ex-Cradle of Filth. Her vocal style is beautiful, and it really adds an extra layer of magic to the album. So if you are a fan of the likes of Children of Bodom, Winter Sun and Insephirum, you're definitely going to want to get onto this, but this is beautiful. The album artwork is absolutely stunning as well, and it has this very muscular yet magical feel about it. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so last up on today's list, but certainly by no means least, I have Proscription with Desolate Divine. And this is the second studio album from the blackened death metal band from Finland. Now this is brutal. It's brutal, it's intense, it goes at 1,000,000 miles per hour, and it does not stop. Unhinged, unrelenting, unnerving, and there's something quite despairing about it as well. It's a very dark, evil sounding record, but it's going to completely annihilate you. This is so ridiculously heavy. The riffs are incredible, the solos are ridiculous, blast beats forever, and even though it is a very intense album, there's a lot of groove under that foundation as well, so it does have those really cool stompy stomp moments. Now the vocal style is very demonic and very low and deep. They are ridiculously powerful as well. This has bulldozer energy. It just goes at 1,000,000 miles per hour with so much force and energy behind it. This is a fantastic record. So if you are a fan of the likes of Sepulchral Curse, Panzer Christ or Sulphur Aeon, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one, but I absolutely loved this. Sometimes you just need a really intense, blackened death metal record, which is just complete evil chaos to blow out the cobwebs a little bit. That's exactly what you get with this. This is fantastic. Definitely check it out. Okay, so I don't have an EP of the week, but I do have a track of the week, and that goes to Imperialist with Beneath the Sands of Titan. And this is blackened death thrash metal from the US. Now this track comes from their upcoming album Crime, which comes out on Friday the 5th of September via Transcending Obscurity Records. So if you like your blackened death thrash metal that has a bit of an eerie vibe about it, definitely check this track out, and definitely look out for this album when it comes out next week. And that's it for this week's New Metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records. And if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know, and I will definitely get them added to my list. If you use Spotify, make sure to follow the Spotify playlist that I've got linked in the description box below, where I update it with every single album that I talk about on these New Metal Monday videos. So make sure to give that a follow. If you don't use Spotify though, I have included the band's Bandcamp links in the description box below, just so you can find the albums that I'm talking about as easily as possible. Feel free to follow me on social media. All of my handles are in the description box too. Thank you all so much for your support. I really do appreciate you all as always, and I will see you very soon in my next video, which has a very dense, atmospheric and one thing that I really like about this, what's going on with my hair?